It's Papa Swoleo. Papa Swoleo's coming. He's coming.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, testicles, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 779 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, taintcast, and overall jacked cast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, fam? We are casting everywhere. We're on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and of course you can catch the podcast, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcast, everywhere you want to get your audio gains. You can find Papa Swoleo. Just type in Swolenormous. Don't be an idiot. Look it up. It's easy to spell. Just combine the two words and type it in. Bam. And you're done. And you're done. Remember, for programs, nutrition, coaching, all that awesome stuff, make sure you check out the yoga classes, the training, the fucking videos, everything that's hot over at swolenormousx.com. The Chipples are worldwide. The Chipples are worldwide. They were born worldwide. The Chipples, the chub nips, for anyone that's just joined for the first time and it sounds weird, it's hard fucking nipples. That's what Chipples are. Chipped, chubbed nipples. That's how guys get fucking turned on. That's how we get turned on. We get our nipples all hard. So what's up, fuckers? What's going on? You the man, bro. What's up? What up? And remember, if you want to see all the chat, if you want to see the chat, the live stream, and really get some high quality audio and video, go check it out on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook for all of that. Instagram, you're getting the phone audio. Instagram always sits in the corner. It's all right though. It's all right. I get it. Instagram just wants to play hard to get. You don't want to stream from the computer? It's cool. It's cute. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there with the whole Instagram TV thing. Maybe eventually you'll be able to go live on Instagram TV. That wouldn't really make much sense because it's a separate thing already. But that'd be kind of cool. And then I could actually get some integration if we could do that from a computer. That would just take it to the next level. But who really cares? We'll see what happens. So just make sure also, I just dropped a new video earlier today, a new Swole TV episode over on IGTV. And I will be posting some cool stuff here on Facebook either tonight or tomorrow, also on YouTube. And I'm integrating a lot of this stuff. That's going to be super sweet. I'm trying some new things in terms of the video production and where I'm posting what and how I'm posting things. And we're just adjusting. And doing different things. So always exciting. What's up? Hey, Daddy Swole. Everyone, you can definitely call me. If you don't want to call me Papa Swole, you can call me Daddy Swole. I don't mind if you call me Daddy. Good Sunday, fellow Swole sluts. Oh, Annie, look at you. Oh, yeah. I need to make some apparel that just says Swole Slut, and it's like a women's tank. Would you wear that if it said Swole Slut and it had my logo and it said Swole with the beard face? Would you wear that? I'll get some new stuff designed. I'm putting some new stuff down. Which is gonna be exciting. So I'll take some things into consideration. Maybe I'll do that. Who knows? All it takes is one. All right. All it takes is one to buy that, and for me to see one of those sold and be like, oh, we're going hard. We're going hard. Hell yes. Okay. So, all right. all the girls are like, let me write that down. Not like I'll forget Swole Slut, but let me put that down to make it I'll put it on the priority list. Swole Slut. All you women are like, hell yeah, let's do that. All right. Well, see, okay, so that's why I need to get some feedback, so I make sure I make the right stuff. I don't want to make a shirt that says Swole. I am a Swolenormous lady, and everyone's like, I wish it said Swole Slut. I'm not a fucking lady. What are you talking about, Papa Gaines? I don't think anyone here is actually a lady, to be honest. If you're watching me, if you watch the Daily Swole, you're not a lady. No offense. I'll still treat you like a lady. I'll still treat you like a lady. I'll still call you a lady, but you're not a lady. And you know that. Obviously, if everyone's like, I want to be a swole slut. Cool. All right, so we'll do that. I'll make one. Done. No shame. Nah, you gotta be confident to let that go. You gotta be confident. It's language. Is it just me? I know it's not just me, but holy shit, are we getting butthurt in this country? Everyone's getting fired for everything that they fucking say. Everyone has to apologize. Everyone has to pretend to be someone they're not. Isn't that crazy how language is actually fucking people up? I think language is really important because foundationally, that's what we have before we even have emotion. We have language, how we categorize things, but I'll be damned if we can barely say anything. We have freedom of speech, but it's freedom of speech based on how people feel about what you said, which is not freedom of speech. So it's really fucking weird. It's too bad. I mean, I think there was one thing recently in the news, and today is just an open Sunday fun day. We're gonna chill. We're gonna talk about some random shit. We'll talk about yoga mobility. I'll get into that because I just did some yoga mobility and some meditation earlier. So we'll keep that as like the foundational subject. But I saw something, and this is, I'm not condoning it, but I didn't really read the article, so I don't really have information based on this exact subject, this one particular thing I'm going to mention. But what, like, one of the Netflix executives was saying the N-word and then got fired or resigned, and for obvious reasons, apparently he was using that freely in like the business or in the company during meetings and stuff. I mean, that's not appropriate, but that kind of thing. So that I get it. I mean, if you're talking about this situation, okay. But I feel like when someone tweets something or says something that's not really violently offensive, just opinionated, and all these companies, like, their careers are just gone. I'm not saying be a racist piece of shit openly in your business, but what's also interesting, I mean, and Netflix is a publicly traded company, so I believe, right? It's on the exchange. So it's different when you have a public company rather than a private company, but still, there's decency and there's being respectful, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that there's a lot of the gray area. There's like that black and white, like, okay, you did something wrong, you're out of control, or you said something that might have offended people and they just rally up against. I think we have so much tension built up. We have so much tension built up in our society. We have so much internal fucking battles that we like to gang up on people. We like to have a cause, right? We like to have a cause. We like to have something we rage about. And what really reminds me of this is the whole nutrition debate, right? The whole nutrition, vegan versus meat eaters, and the morality of it versus what we're supposed to eat as people. And that's what this always reminds me of when we're talking about either language, and whether we're talking about racism, whether we're talking about politics or whatever you want to categorize it. There's those things, but then in nutrition and fitness, we have teams too. You have the CrossFit culty type thing, and then you have people that hate CrossFit, and then people that love running or cycling, and then you have the yoga people only, and then you have the vegans only, and then you have the paleo and the keto, and everyone's got their torches and pitchforks. Doesn't it seem like that? If you're not on my team, if you don't believe what I believe, then you're wrong. Why can't we all have different things that we do? And why can't we meet in the middle? Why can't we agree that other people have results from things that don't align with our own personal views? It goes with religion. It goes with everything. And I'm not picking a side one way or the other, but anytime you get really defensive about your position, you're probably wrong in some cases. You're not open-minded. I never come on this show and talk about how I never say I know everything. I never say what I'm doing is 100% perfect. I never say that because it's not true. It's not true. It works for me. This is what I'm doing. This is what I've done. This is what I've had success with. This is what I've had failures with. This is what I've seen be successful for many people and many of my members, right? When we're talking about fitness and exercise and programming and nutrition. And that's why with my nutrition approach, that's why I talk about the elimination. I talk about you finding your own path. I like to lead you to your own holy land, so to speak, right? We're taking a Swole pilgrimage, and you're figuring out your own nutrition. You're doing it yourself, though. right? You're doing it yourself. You're not doing it because this is the way I eat and you're going to eat the way I eat. Some of you might get success with that. Let's be honest. A lot of you follow exactly what I do and you see great results. You probably have similar, maybe genetics. You have a similar background. You're around the same age when I started, or you have whatever it is. And some people really love being a vegan. Some people love doing CrossFit, and you see great results. And it fits your lifestyle, and it fits what you enjoy, and it makes you happy, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't really care what you do, and I don't think anyone should really care what other people do, as long as if you're a part of society. If you're part of society, you have to be open-minded. You have to understand that there's more than one road to success. There's more than one method of winning and having a physique and, being in this fitness game. There's so many aspects of it. Sam Fitz on YouTube, preach. I personally incorporate both meats and veggies in my diet. Yeah, well, I mean, I eat vegetables too. I have a huge salad. I love vegetables. I don't know. I shouldn't say I love them, but I eat them. I actually mix in kale with my grass-fed beef patties. That's one of my recipes in Swolenormous X that I love. So I implement this shit, right? I implement the stuff, and I feel like there is not necessarily a middle ground where, okay, everything in moderation. I think everything in moderation is a method of mediocrity without realizing it. If you go for everything in moderation, then you're missing some things that are important. You're missing a lot of the obsession. You're missing a lot of the consistency. You're missing a lot of the adaptation because you're kind of playing in the middle and you're just floating. I find a good example or a good analogy of everything in moderation is being in the middle of a swimming pool, like a huge swimming pool, and just treading water. You're not going to the left. You're not going to the right. You're not going to the front. You're not going backwards. You're not sinking. You're not getting out of the water. You're just floating in the middle. And you're doing a little bit everything kind of okay, but you're not going anywhere. You're not going towards the left end of the pool, towards the right end, towards the top, the bottom, however you want to break whatever you're facing, right? I think you have to move one direction. You have to pick something and push hard towards it and really try and really invest yourself and really invest your time. If you're not going all in, then you're not going to get the most out of it. So how do you know if any of those things are really working? If we take the pool example, let's say there are 4 different directions. If you're kind of doing some of the stuff that's towards the top, towards the bottom, towards the left and the right, you're not going any one direction. How do you know that the bottom, the left, and the right directions are not really so good and the top one is excellent, but because you're only dabbling in each one, you're not seeing the success or the benefits or the failures and the downsides of any one of those directions? You have to really kind of go in a little harder, right? Yeah, I think you have to be obsessed. I think you have to really push. I think you have to really go all in. Otherwise, you're not going to get the results. You're not going to see what really happens. They are the fucking bomb grass-fed kale beef patties. Aren't they amazing? I love it. Russell Willamy, I follow your diet that best I can. From what you talk about, I feel great. Great. I'm so glad. I'm glad. It doesn't have to be my diet. I'm just glad that you feel great. I'm glad that you feel great, and I'm glad that I could help you do that, just sharing what I do. Syra Orico, I have been and always will be full force keto, but I support and will always stand by and help those others. Well, how do you know? I have been and always will be full force keto. What does that mean? What's full force keto as opposed to regular keto? And how do you know you'll always be full force keto? Life is long. Life is long and people change and things change and research changes. How long have you been doing keto? Curious. That's great if you are, I'm just saying. Tony Kappas, you can't be yourself without offending somebody. We're all different. In a good way, you can learn from each other. If people were more open-minded, there's a lot of hate turned towards people that are open-minded or that voice their opinions. And that's because not everyone has the same opinion. That's fine. And when someone comes out with saying shit the way it is, right, saying facts and just telling the truth and saying what other people won't, on the surface, a lot of people get angry because they feel like they should rise up. On the surface, they feel offended because everyone's kind of on edge. It's just like my "you're fat" video. A lot of people got pissed off, but more people found support because there's a lot of shit that people want to say, but they don't because you're going to be oppressed. There isn't a lot of free speech, even though we claim there is. I just finished Total Body Ignite for the first time about 30 minutes ago. I loved it. Now I'm prepping for work for my meals. I got beef in the oven using your recipe along with sweet potatoes. Joining Swolenormous X was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Thank you. Oh, Amanda, thank you so much, dear. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm actually running low on beef. I have to make an. I'm kind of bummed out about it. I only got a couple patties left, but I'm traveling next week, so I'll update all of you about that in a little bit. I'm so glad you're enjoying Swolenormous X, and for anyone that's listening or watching, if you're interested in joining the fam, again, swolenormousx.com. Check that out. All my recipes, yoga classes, all my programming and nutrition, really a lot of the stuff. Pretty much what we talk about on the daily Swole. All these episodes, 779 today. It's just funneled down into streaming video, easy to access, easy to navigate. Training. It's all this. It's everything that I always talk about. It's just instructional videos and classes and programs. It's just everything I talk about. So rather than listening to every single episode, you can listen to the most important ones and join X. I always eat when I'm hungry. End of story. I love the chicken avocado recipe. I always eat when I'm hungry. Me too. I tend to eat when I'm hungry too. And that kind of comes into when people talk about intermittent fasting. What do you think about intermittent fasting? I get that question all the time. What do you think about intermittent fasting? I don't think much of it one way or the other. I've tried it. I don't really like it. I tried it. I don't really like it. I think for me personally, if I do an intermittent fast, it's going to be a random one. It's not something I'm going to do every day. I don't really like it every day. It happens sometimes, like today. I didn't get up super early today, so I can't really call this intermittent fasting, but I really haven't eaten a meal yet, but I will. And I haven't really done anything really active, so I don't need a lot of calories today. But I will eat, and I will have some carbs. I will have my fat, my protein. I had my bulletproof coffee, and I had some watermelon, but I didn't have anything substantial yet. But I will. For me, I think it might be personally more effective for me to do like a whole day of fasting or a day or two of fasting rather than the intermittent, rather than the the daily every day. I'm not eating till 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I get really flat. I don't really feel that does enough for me. Doesn't mean I eat a lot of calories during the day. I eat most of my calories later in the day. I like to have a sweet potato before I train. I like to have a sweet potato after I train. I focus more on carbohydrates. I don't care so much. I do more fat and carbohydrates early in the day. I think that's a better way to describe kind of what I focus on. So now when I'm eating, let's say I work out earlier in the day or in the morning. If I wake up super early and I'm working out at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll just go to the gym. If I am working out maybe mid-morning or I'm working out in the early afternoon, I'll have a sweet potato maybe an hour before I go, and I'll have some carbs and such after I work out. But I'm not going to eat a whole meal. I don't need chicken. I don't need protein. What I need is carbohydrates, because that's what the muscle is going to be using. That's what's going to help resaturate and help me stay full and have a great workout. It's the carbs, not the protein. And that's another reason why protein shakes are really just overblown. You don't need to be sucking down protein before and after a workout. It's not the main thing your body needs. Your body needs carbohydrates, especially if you're trying to build muscle. I don't really care too much about pounding protein right after a workout. I feel great, and it works fantastic. I have more of my heavy meals and my proteins later on in the day. That's one yoked beard. Why, thanks, man. Thank you. On Instagram, what else we got here? That lawyer that wanted to call ICE in New York just because people were talking Spanish at Starbucks. Oh, God. That really happened? Wanted to call ICE or did? That's messed up. That's just stupid. Those are stupid. You can't get rid of. See, I don't care about aside from the whole freedom of speech and people getting sensitive, you're not going to get rid of stupid. There's no way. You can't fight stupid. There's always going to be stupid people and people that just fucking, they know better. People know better. That's just stupid. That's dumb. Hiya, fam and Papa Swole. Been a minute. I was crazy busy with amazing change. I just relocated across the country, was still able to make gains and stay on top of eating right. I feel amazing. And it has to do with the fact that I decided to make a change with Swole. Thank you. You're welcome, Shannon. Look at this. Hey, Mandy, what's up? Cat Smith on Facebook. What do you suggest to get rid of side love handles? Side love handles are the only kind of love handles. Let's not put out there that there's like front love handles and back love handles and top love handles. There's only side. Love handles are on the side. That's a tough area. And the reason why that's tough is because that's where your body wants to store fat. The reason why everyone's having trouble, or everyone in the fitness in the fucking world has trouble losing fat around the stomach, is because that's the preferred place for the body to store fat. When your body has extra calories, when your body has elevated cortisol and stress levels, your body wants to store fat around the stomach. Why? The organs are there. It's on the torso. That's where your body wants to store excess energy. If you had extra money, if you won the lottery, you wouldn't want to put it in a bank that's in China. You'd want to keep it close to you. You'd want to have it, if you could, like under your fucking mattress. You want to keep what's valuable to you closest to you. And your body is not going to store fat in your foot because you can lose your leg and still survive. So your body doesn't store a lot of fat in the legs primarily. I mean, I'm not saying you don't have fat in your legs, but that's going to be secondary to around the midsection and stomach. So what most people don't realize is the cause of fat storage isn't always excess calories. Hormones, and this is the reason why I always promote the elimination, not eating stressful foods or foods that cause your body stress. It's because if you have elevated stress hormones like cortisol, you will store more fat. So even if you're not consuming extra calories, even if you're exercising, if you are mentally stressed and you're stressed at home with family life, with work, with traffic, you're just really bottling up a lot of internal tension and stress and mental stress, your cortisol levels are going to be higher and you will store more fat. And it'll be harder to release that. That's why meditation is actually extremely important. And it's very good for weight loss. And I'm not saying you're going to meditate and lose weight, but if you do it properly, it's going to reduce your overall stress. It's going to help you manage your stress during your day, and you can lose extra body fat and water weight because you're balancing out your hormone levels. And plus, as you get older, women too, menopause and things like that, your hormone levels shift and those come into play. Hormones are just, it's like email or text message. Hormones are just messengers. Chemical messengers are just molecules that send information from one body part to another. And it's systemic, right? So it'll be secreted from a gland and it'll go around and it'll like a lock and key and it'll hit the right organ and it'll connect and it'll trigger a response in that organ, whether it releases another hormone, whether it releases insulin, like in the pancreas, for example, or reabsorbs water, antidiuretic hormone. There's all these different types, and there's probably hundreds, if not thousands. I don't know all of them, of course, no one does. And because when you have a message that's being sent in the body, and you have it and it's telling the body to do a certain thing, okay, right now we're going to store fat, cortisol. If your body's under stress, it doesn't matter if you're eating organic. If you're extremely stressed out, mentally, if you're extremely stressed out, your body is sending certain signals. It's overload, it's stress, it's duress, it's sympathetic nervous system. Your body is going through some issues. All right, your body is going through some issues, and when you have certain messages that are being sent around, you can't always battle that with less calories or better food. You have to foundation, right? You have to foundation from like the base. You have to fix your shit. That's why I integrate everything with lifestyle change, because everything. That's why I say fitness is life, because it translates to everything. If you're stressed at your job, it can cause you to store more body fat. That's me at my job, stress all day. All right, well, if you have stress, it's not so much, I mean, if you're not, everyone has stress, okay? But here's the thing, it's all how you manage it. It's your reaction. And that's why today's episode was titled, what was it? Yoga, recovery, and more. I wanted to talk about meditation. I wanted to talk about stress management. I'll probably just change the title, stress management. I mean, it's so common. You're going to have traffic, right? Think about what happens in your life. Think about what happens in your life. The reason why human beings and why we as a society have so much stress is because we feel like things should be different. Our natural reaction is, oh, this is different. This shouldn't be this way. I'm frustrated because things should be different. Oh, fuck, there's traffic. Fuck, I'm in traffic. and you get all pissed up in your tent. I'm going to be late. There shouldn't be traffic. Why is there traffic right now? Oh man, there's an accident. You know, I mean, you're getting upset because there shouldn't be traffic, where in reality, there should be traffic because there's a billion fucking people living in your area, and there was one accident and there's no more room. So it happens. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no should or shouldn't. There is and there is not. There is an accident. There is traffic. Your reaction to that is your reality. Does that make sense? Your reaction to the situation is your reality. It's your perception. It's how you handle it. And I will tell you, there's traffic today. There'll be traffic tomorrow. There'll be traffic next week. There'll be traffic next year. And it's going to be more because people won't stop fucking. Bag it up, pull out, stop having fucking babies. There's too many people. There's too many people. We need to implement like the China policy. One child. Too many fucking people. That's the fundamental problem. We're just reproducing, right? And eventually the strong will survive. It's survival of the fittest. We'll eat up this planet. We'll go to Mars or whatever the fuck it is. Who knows, right? We're going to be dead before that really happens. Think about it. Think about it. Too many fucking people. So traffic is not going to get better. Everyone's saying, oh, drones, we got flying cars and, avoid traffic. There's going to be air traffic. It doesn't change anything. Why do you think there are people? There are people, their only job is an air traffic controller. The title of their job is air traffic controller. What do you do for a living? I'm an air traffic controller. Oh, we're going to go in the skies. We're going to start flying around little drones. Cool. There's going to be air traffic. There's going to be fucking air traffic. If we went underground, there's going to be underground traffic. There's always going to be traffic. And traffic is relative. You might say, okay, I'm in traffic, or, oh, I have to wait a little bit. Let me listen to a podcast. Let me do some deep breathing. Let me organize some thoughts. Let me brainstorm. If you're in stop dead traffic, I mean, that's why I go so hard with the audio. And that's why I love the podcasting. And that's why I've been putting so much effort into the quality of the audio and making sure the podcast is the primary focus for the daily shows, because that's the best way to absorb it. If you happen to be free and you're asking questions and you're interacting live, that's great. But you can always catch it. How many of you also listen to the podcast that are watching live? How many of you also listen to the podcast, or you catch them live when you can and you catch the older episodes? It's a great way to do more than one thing. It's a great way to multitask. You can drive to work and listen to an episode or two. You can go to the gym and listen to an episode or two. You can wash the dishes, walk the dog, take your kids to their soccer game, and on the sidelines, you're listening to a podcast while you're cheering them on. Like, you can do two things at the same time and you're not distracting from any of them. So you can multitask very well. Humans can do multitasking in certain situations. I'm not saying do something dangerous, but you get things done. So it's a downside if you see it as a downside, but it's a positive if you take it as a positive. Point is, it's all how you react to it. The point is, it's all about how you perceive the situation, how you handle the situation. Jason Young, you listen to them on the way to work. Good way to start the day, fam. Too many stupid people. Amen to that, Trevor. Currently listening to you live while doing pool maintenance. There you go. See, I don't have live audio. If you, for example, just leave the screen down, you get the live audio essentially. I guess you could do that. I'm sure some platform does just only live audio. If there is, I'll figure it out. But I mean, it's up on the podcast soon after. But yeah, a lot of people do that. They just listen to the audio while I'm live. Aaron Flint, I often do yoga as part of my training, but looking for other exercises to improve balance and mobility. Any suggestions? Yeah, I do a lot of single leg exercise. I have a couple demos on my YouTube channel. Single leg balance reach. Single leg Romanian deadlift is great. There's a lot of yoga is great for balance and mobility, but there's also strength endurance and activating those muscles in more unstable environments. So I would check out my YouTube channel, and you could also check out swolenormousx.com for more info on that type of balance stuff and what that offers, because I have a lot of that in my programming on my site. Jarring bone broth while listening to you live. I got bone broth. Ooh, I have bone broth on the stove. I hope it's not boiling over. I took it out of the freezer and I put it on the stove on low. On low. So it's not going to boil. It's going to go a slow heat. So by the time we're done here in probably like 15, 20 minutes, it should be good. It should be like really hot. It won't boil down. I just wanted to simmer it. So when I go out there, it's already kind of ready and then I can just turn it up. That's the best way to heat up your bone broth, by the way. So I usually do that every time I have a brand new pot, a brand new bunch in the crock pot, but it's going to take, what's tonight? It's been in there for a day. So tomorrow's Monday night. So Tuesday, I'm going to start dipping into it, right? To drink it. It's going to be really oily and all that shit. But before I dump it, I'm always taking some out and putting them in the freezer for long-term storage. When you take it out, just put it in. So it's halfway. I put them in mason jars. So I fill up a pot that's about halfway up the mason jar, maybe 3/4. And I just put it in there frozen, and you turn on low and you slowly heat it up. And it doesn't crack the glass. It heats it up nicely, and then you just pour it into a cup after. Yeah, because I don't have it going all the time. Sometimes it just gets really hot, and I just get tired of maintaining the broth, even though it's very low maintenance. But the whole house smells like bone broth, which is delicious. It's just sometimes it gets very hot down here in the summer in Florida. It just makes it that much more stressful for the air conditioner. I'm already hot enough down here. I'm already fucking hot enough. So discussing more about stress management, yoga, recovery, all that active recovery. And I love this for a Sunday conversation because a lot of you aren't training at the gym. And I've been doing more of a higher intensity output when I train, less frequency per body part. I did a couple weeks of chest and back and shoulders and biceps and triceps and legs, doing them once or twice a week, but then I'm back to what so I kind of dropped the intensity for a couple of weeks, but now I'm upping it again, but I'm decreasing the frequency. So more rest days. And what I mean by rest days is more days off from resistance training. So I'm crushing it more when I go, overloading more, causing more trauma, but I'm giving more time to recovery. And when I'm not training, I'm doing yoga, I'm meditating every day. So I'm focusing a lot more on overloading the muscles, doing more damage, but also allowing for more complete recovery. And that's how I've seen most of my progress throughout my entire life. That's how I've built most of my muscle. It hasn't been doing body parts twice a week. It was once a week. I've never been super strict on, let's say, a 7-day cycle. It was just kind of like day 1, day 2, and whatever was due that day, that's what I did. But it's what I find to be much more successful for me is less frequency of training and more volume and train it harder. And really, I challenge you to turn it up. That's what I've been talking about with legs, training legs less often. I think training legs once a week or less is more effective for more intermediate and advanced people trying to really break through plateaus and build some fucking size. Build some fucking size is to train your legs less often, but train them harder. Fuck yourself up more in a good way. Fuck yourself up more in a good way. Don't hurt yourself, but fuck yourself up. Overload your body. Do more damage. Break it down. Pile it on. Pile on the volume, but then let yourself completely recover. Let yourself really come around and completely recover 100%. And when you're doing 2 workouts a week, for example, no matter what body part it is, whether it's, let's say it's legs, chest, biceps, shoulders, whatever it is, if you are doing twice a week, how hard are you really training on each of those workouts? Hey, Scuba Steve again on Twitch. Thanks for hosting, bro. Appreciate it. Think about that. How hard are you training? How hard are you training when you do that? How hard are you training when you do 2 times a week? Probably not that hard. How could you possibly train hard twice a week for a body part? Really hard. And when I say really hard, I'm not saying, I had a good workout, I was sweating. I'm not talking about how you feel. I'm talking about really overloading the muscles, like going past that fucking mental limit, like really pushing yourself. How many of you really do that? Twice a week? I mean, come on, fam, right? Right? Twice a week? Are you really training that hard? Are you really recovering from one workout to the next? I don't think so. I don't think you're really recovering. You might think you are, or you might feel like you're recovered because you don't feel sore, but you probably don't feel sore because you didn't train that hard. And you didn't get sore and you didn't get banged up because your body can handle that. So you didn't push yourself to the point where your body couldn't handle it and overloaded it properly. So you didn't cause as much micro trauma. So you didn't feel as sore. So you decided to do a second workout. Or you are already planning to do legs twice a week. So you're not going to go that hard. You're not going to murder yourself on Monday because you're scheduled to train legs with Jimmy on Thursday. I'll tell you what, I did legs last Sunday. And I'm still sore. Still sore. I dig my thumbs in. I'm still sore. So I don't even know if I'm going to do legs tomorrow. I'm still fucking sore. My legs. My chest feels better. Still a little fatigued, but I might do upper body tomorrow. I might do chest on Monday. It might be that jabroni. Or back or something. I think we could give another day or two off for my legs and train legs on Wednesday or something. For real, I'm still sore. I dig my thumb in. I dig my hand in like I'm rolling on it. And it just hurts like deep because I fucked myself up. I crushed it. Huge pump. I mean, amazing, like just fucking this inflammation and transient hypertrophy. I just had great shape and pump in my legs all week. Crushed it. Fucking trying to get that out for a while. There we go. Atta baby Papa Swole. I'm drinking some coffee. I got some bone broth on the stove. I'm all about the liquid right now. I got to eat some carbs. I got to eat some fucking food. What age did you start working out? I did my first workout ever at 13. But I didn't really get into it till like 16, 17. But I took it really seriously my first year in college. Really seriously. And that was 2001. It's like 17 years. I've been doing it 17, 18 years. You know, I don't really consider I lifted in high school. I don't really consider that. You know, that I was just fucking around. You go with your friends. I was lifting. And okay, when I went to college is when I really fell in love with it. I played baseball my whole life. And once I went to college, I found, you know, because you have more time. You have more time in college. You have some classes and you have a lot less responsibilities. You're not living at home. And then all of a sudden you have this downtime and the gym was really close to where I live. So we're in the dorms. I just walked to the gym. I just walked over to the gym and then just had so much time to work out. So I fell in love with that. And I just got tired of baseball. That was like the shift. I had just been getting tired of baseball for probably a couple years at that point, just burnt out of it. And then just lost interest. And I just fell in love with fitness and I dropped the baseball and went hard on the training. And that first year, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I look back and I've talked about that before on the show. I was doing all sorts of dumb shit. I was doing long ass workouts. I was eating a lot of salads and chicken. I was, cutting down. I got really skinny and lean, but I looked emaciated now that I think about it. And then that summer I bulked up and I went hard. I read everything I get my hands on. This is back in 2001, 2002. So the internet was super young. Facebook wasn't even around yet. It just launched like that year or that next year. So you didn't have all this information you didn't have all this information. There wasn't as much bullshit as there is now, And I want you to think about it. There's really not more information now. It's more just you hear about it all. I want you to think about that the next time you do a Google search for something. It's not so much that there's a lot of noise out there and there's so many different things to do. It's just that you're hearing about every last one. Every time you do a search, and you only hear about what has good SEO, right? If everyone's searching for how to lose weight, you're going to see whatever pops up for that. But there's a lot of bullshit because there always was bullshit. There was always crap. You just hear about every last fucking thing. All the stuff you hear about in the news, there was always bullshit happening around the entire fucking country. There was always bad shit. Bad shit always happened, but the news and everything just promotes that now. You just see all of it whenever you go online. So nothing's really changed. We just hear about everything now. You hear about everything, and most of the stuff that you hear about is not important. It's just sensationalized because it can get around faster. It's like telephone, only it happens instantaneously. And everyone has a voice. Not everyone had a voice. It was only a few people. So you had less confusion and less people talking, and there were less ways to do something. And now there's a billion ways. It was always like that. People had to think for themselves and discover shit. So I appreciate the fact that I didn't have all these resources. I read Flex magazine and all those muscle mags, and I just applied stuff and tried different things. And I studied it in school, but I did it myself, and I tried it on myself. And we can get into, personal training in the fitness industry, but that's a big reason why personal trainers or the personal training industry is a fucking mess. Because you don't need experience to become a personal trainer. You need to pass an exam. And unfortunately, having 10 years of experience of personally fucking working out in the gym isn't a requirement to get to take a test. You have to be smart. You have to pass a test. You have to circle the right A, B, C, or D. And that's what's going on. We don't have people with real experience. We have people that passed an exam, and it's highly medical and physical movements that are very dangerous. And there's a specific way you need to do things. And there's certain ways you have to coach people, and there's certain ways you have to lead people, and there's certain it's one thing to do it yourself. It's another thing to explain it, to show someone else how to do it, and to keep them safe. There's so many different things. There's so many things wrong with the industry. That's why it doesn't matter. That's why whatever certification you have, it doesn't fucking matter. You have a degree in it. Okay, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. You don't need that shit anymore. You do what you don't. You do what you don't. I've had all of them, the best ones, the top ones, and fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I'm not doing CEUs for those. Fucking let those things expire. You don't need that shit. They teach you something and they just want your money to keep your certifications active in their eyes. I don't need anyone's permission to know what the fuck I'm talking about. Thank you very much. And once you see it for what it is, and once you kind of get behind the scenes and you're behind the curtain as much as I have been in the industry, you're just tired of it. You're tired of the bullshit. You're tired of the money machine and the people that don't really fucking care. And I'm tired of seeing people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. The blind leading the blind. Fitness is blind people leading blind people, right? The blind leading the blind. That's what most personal training is. I don't think it's a bad industry. I don't think it's a bad profession. I think it's very respectable, but the many give a bad name to the few. Everyone's a bartender. Everyone's a personal trainer. Everyone did waitressing, and I don't know. What's another job that everyone does? Everyone knows someone who's a personal trainer. And when you say personal trainer, it's just, I hate it when someone calls me. I'm not a personal trainer. Fuck that shit. I'm not. I ain't. No fucking way. PTs lack, and PT means physical therapy. It doesn't mean personal trainers. That's another thing. That's getting confused with physical therapists. And physical therapists are in many ways just glorified personal trainers. A physical therapist, and let me tell you the honest truth, a physical therapist should be what a personal trainer is. I think a physical therapist should be called a physical trainer, and that is the requirement to do that job. And then physical therapists can get paid what they fucking deserve to get paid, because they're getting screwed by paying $100,000 for a fake doctorate. It used to be a master's degree, but then the schools got money hungry and they wanted to make it a 3-year degree, which it didn't have to be. And now they are a DPT, a doctor of physical therapy. They should be the only ones allowed to do personal training. That's what I think. And then they can earn the fucking money that they deserve, because they would be guiding people correctly and safely. All different backgrounds, people that are injured, that's what I think. There should be a licensing for personal training. There should be. The level's got to go up. You got to level it up. You got to make it official. You got to make it legit. You got to legitimize it, because a lot of people are getting hurt or they're not getting results. And the reason is because they're getting led by people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Yes, there are good doctors and bad doctors, medical, MDs. At least they all have to pass a board exam. If you're an evil person, you're trying to do stuff in your basement, yeah, you'll lose your license if you get found out, but there's always going to be pieces of shit. There's always going to be pieces of shit. I just think it should get a lot more official. Yeah, and then that's just my opinion. I love the personal trainer booze hounds. Well, I'll tell you what, if you ever gone to a strength coaching conference, strength coaches, those people can hold their fucking liquor. They drink, yo. Strength coaches drink. These big fucking guys, right? Strong as fuck, but like beer bellies. Doesn't mean they don't know what they're talking about, but man, they drink, yo. Hello, Papa Swole. Kawar, what's up, man? You're down over 50 pounds? Oh, your message disappeared. Congratulations, man. Send me a message. What's up, Big Papa? What up, Nick? So true, I agree. Hey, Michael, what's going on, man? Thank you. Appreciate it. I think we all know Anyone that's in the industry knows that the industry's fucked up. Country's fucked up. So many things are fucked up. And things are great too. Things are still great. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome in theory, right? But I want to be a personal trainer. Okay. You pay a couple $100, you go take an exam, and you're a certified personal trainer. What the fuck? What the fuck? It's like me saying, I feel like being a doctor and going and taking a $300 doctor's course and then wearing a coat and saying, hey, I'm Dr. Dash. Let me tell you what's wrong with you. That is a huge problem. That's a huge fucking problem. I think of any industry, I think personal training is the most successful, and it brings in the most money. And so many people do it and make a lot of money, but it's the most absolutely unregulated fucking thing in the world. It's so unregulated. It's a complete lack of regulation. You don't even need a certification unless your gym requires you to have a certain certification because they said so, or their insurance requires it. That's it. There are certain certifications that you can get, and it's like a 50 or 100 question true or false test, and you just do it online. You download a manual, you take a 100 question test, and you don't pay until you pass. And once you can take it as many times as you want. Once you pass, then you pay them like $100, and they send you a digital little piece of paper you could print out, and you're certified. So, I mean, is that a good certification? Fuck no. Swimming and kickboxing certification done online. Swimming, you're gonna give someone a swimming certification online. What if that person can't even swim? How about this? Think about your trainer, your personal trainer potentially, and any personal trainer potentially can get their personal trainings ready for this. This is gonna blow your fucking mind. All right, because if you're a doctor, you've done lots of clinicals, right? When you're a physical therapist, when you're a medical professional, whether you're an ortho, whether you're a DO, whatever it is, MD, you've done a lot of clinical, right? Your last like 2 or 3 or 2 years or so is all clinical. You're doing rotations and you're doing different types of modalities. When you're a physical therapist, you're doing a lot of clinical. A lot of your courses are just literally clinical stuff. You're hands-on, right? It's teaching how to be a physical therapist. And then if you do specializations after you graduate, then you do more internships, you do more all that stuff, right? With personal training, your trainer or a trainer at a gym, whether it's LA Fitness, whether it's Bally's, whether it's Equinox and this, that, and the other. A lot of these certifications, you don't even have to have ever lifted a weight before. You go to you sign up, you get a CPR test, which obviously is, it's a piece of cake. You fucking go there, you go to take a course, it's a couple hours, and they tell you, okay, you have to push this many times, you have to clear the throat, do this. You pass your CPR, you go to this testing center, and you take the test, you pass, and then boom, you're a certified personal trainer. You're a CPT. That's what a personal trainer is. You might go for a 2-day workshop, but that could be your first experience with fitness. If you want to get a certification, you might pay $1,000 and they'll be like, hey, this $1,000 will give you an e-course. It'll give you a hands-on workshop for 2 days in Miami, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you go to this 2-day workshop, you take the test, and that $1,000 covers all that, and all of a sudden, you are a certified personal trainer. And then they go to a gym, and then you end up showing up, hey, I want a personal trainer, and they send you with, Johnny, who literally just got a fly-by-night certification or a top certification, but has never really lifted weights, and now he's guiding you around, showing you the machines, and he's getting paid, whatever, $15, $20 an hour to do that. And he has a shirt that says personal trainer. You don't ask questions. You just, okay, he's a personal trainer. He says he is. He must be, right? He says he is. He must be a personal. He's wearing a shirt. It says fitness trainer on the back. He must be a fitness trainer. You don't ask twice. You don't ask his certifications. And if he told you what his certification is, you wouldn't know what the fuck it was anyway. NSCA, NFPT, NASM, they're all just 3 or 4 fucking letters. Acronyms for whatever. And I'm not saying these things are bad. There's education in them and you will learn stuff. I would prefer to have someone that looks like they lift, has 10 years of experience fucking doing this shit himself or herself in the gym, and has a certification. There's a reason why bartending is like a very transient position, right? Being a cashier is a very transient position, meaning, the turnover rates are high. Turnover rates for personal trainers are extremely high. You go to one gym, you leave. A lot of people do it part-time. They work here, but then they pick up, they love fitness. They love fitness, right? They love the gym. They love the fucking gym. So they decide to get a personal training certification because they love to work out and they do a couple clients here and there. I'm sorry, but if I want to get results and I really want a personal trainer, I want someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about. And they're out there. They're out there, but it's just so diluted. It's so diluted. And that's the problem with CrossFit. It grew too fast. And that's what CrossFit did. I think they changed it recently because they had to, because it was just fucking, and that's why CrossFit has such a bad reputation for shitty gyms and shitty programming, because most of it is shitty, because all they required to get a CrossFit certification to open your own CrossFit gym, check this out, was a 2-day fucking workshop. And then you became CrossFit level 1 certified, and you paid CrossFit $5,000 and opened your gym and called it Michael's CrossFit. And that's it. It's paying for the freaking franchise name and then getting a certification, making sure you have someone that has a certain level certification that teaches that. It's different now, but for 5 or 10 years, it was the other way around. And just everyone, that's where, when you started seeing them pop up everywhere, that's why, because it was so fucking easy to pop up. And the programming is already shitty enough. And imagine that times a million of people that didn't know what the fuck they were talking about, spreading the word. It's like telephone. You have stupid people spreading the word of smart people, and then it's going to get stupider and stupider. And it's not even that smart to begin with. So that's why that exists. You're welcome. You're welcome, Kyle. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, so there's a lot of problems with the industry, and it's not all bad. And there's a lot of people. You can't say that the issue with anything is that the majority speaks for the few in many cases, or the few speaks for the majority. I don't know. With the fitness, there's more people that don't know what they're talking about rather than do. And I think fitness is kind of one of those in-between things where there's a lot of respect for people that are fitness professionals. At the same time, everyone knows people that don't know what they're talking about. I think fitness is one of those rare professions where you have a lot of respect for someone who has that position. At the same time, you have everyone that understands most people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So there's like this respect, but there's lack of understanding. And that's why I keep coming back to the simplicity, because I don't think it's complicated. I don't think you really need to be a fitness expert to fucking crush your fitness. You just need to focus on the simple things. And most people don't even get the foundations right. And they start looking for supplements. Well, what do I eat? This nutrition. It's just the basic steps. The basic steps can cover all this confusion and can eliminate so much confusion. There are great professionals out there with anything, but there's a lot of just Wild West shit with fitness. Kawar, my dream is to become a personal trainer so that I can help others, as I know the feeling of what it's like to be overweight. The current state, any advice for someone who wants to join the industry? I find there is not a lot of integrity these days. Everyone trying to get big bucks. All right, so be the anomaly, bro. The current state of the industry is really putting me off. Then fucking change it. Then become a trainer and do the opposite. And your motivation, your inspiration, and your angle and your thing is to not be like that, is to be authentic. That's what I did. The only difference is, are you going to start, or are you going to use as an excuse the current state of the industry? Fuck that shit, bro. Do it. Any advice? Then any advice for someone who wants to join the industry? Fucking join the industry. Get your dream is to become a personal trainer. Why make it a dream? Do it now. Get a certification. Just fucking do it. Whatever. If that's how it's done now, then fucking do it that way. Who cares if you're overweight? You've already lost a lot of weight and you know the struggle, and you can be a support system for a lot of people that are currently where you once were. Don't use that as an excuse. 2 years ago, or 2.5, I could have easily said, well, there's so much noise in the fitness industry. Everyone's got a podcast. Everyone's posting pictures. Everyone's doing fitness stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of people doing that shit, and most of them suck. Most of them are completely full of shit. Most of them don't know what they're talking about. Most of them are too young. All this Gymshark stuff and this crap on Instagram and all this bullshit. Yeah, it's fancy circus shit, and these people do pictures or videos because they can't speak. They don't know what they're doing. They don't really know how to explain it. They're just physically active and they're just gifted athletes. Okay, so they can do a handstand, they can do push-ups, they could do bar work. Doesn't mean they could teach someone else how to. It's not a problem that everyone has a voice. It's fine. The cream always rises to the top. That's why I'm not concerned with all the bullshit and all the stuff that people say online. There's a lot of stupid shit on Instagram. It's going to come to the surface. All these 19-year-old fitness experts that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, people like myself that know what they're talking about, see that and are like, these fucking idiots. You know, they might have hundreds of thousands of followers. They have tons and tons of support. And everyone's like, oh, cool, I wish I had her butt. It's going to come and go. It's going to come and go. They're just in the wind. They're just here, fleeting, you know, and it's fine to have, it's one thing to have a body. It's one thing to be genetically gifted. If you're 19, you have a body. Obviously, you worked so hard for it. You're 19, you're 21, all that training. Get the fuck out of here. It's genetics and, okay, it's some training, but most of it is genetics and how much you can shove into your Lululemon tight yoga pants that hold your butt in a certain angle when you pop it out. Yeah, okay, you get a good mirror and good lighting and a good filter. You have a nice ass. You're not a fitness expert, and that's going to play itself out. And eventually, they're not going to be around. They're not going to know how to run a business. They're not going to know how to adapt to the situation. What happens after Instagram, right? Instagram's king right now. What happens after Instagram? Won't be around forever, or won't be the main thing. There'll be something else. And are they going to be able to do stuff on there? Or are they going to open their mouth and start doing videos and people are like, wow, this person's a dumb fucking brick? Have you seen that, by the way? I'm just having some fun raging on some shit, but that's how I think. It's the jabronis versus the people that really know. I'm here for the long haul. I'm not going anywhere. My shit's only going to get better. It's patience. It's just playing, you know, it's new. It's all new. Give it some time. I'm not worried. I'm not stressed. It's going to be fun. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Have you seen any of these people that only posted pictures and now with like Instagram TV is out, or when video comes out and they open their mouth, you're like, oh my God, this person, I can't stand their voice, or they're annoying, or they just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like they're trying to explain something. And you have this in the back of your head. They have no idea what they're talking about, right? It's obvious to me, but I know you've had that experience. You watch someone all of a sudden, yeah, I don't really know if they even know what they're talking about. They're reading like a note card or something. Holy shit, Steve El Camino, checking in from work. I work at a cookie factory. Ooh, that struggle is real, bro. Damn. They don't sit live and chat with people on social media. You have to be legit. Thanks, Oliver. Appreciate it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's true. Actually, I can't say that's true or that's not, because I don't check out what other people do. I always loved the live. Everyone's so hell-bent on just making videos and only video content. I think live is as real as it fucking gets. I don't think enough people do live. I think live is going to come back around. I think people are either just afraid to do live or they just don't have content to do live. I don't know. No one does live like this. I don't see a lot of it. I don't see a lot of people that do live. Live is unique, right? Live is unique because you can't research something, right? You can't do takes. You can't cut or edit. You have to just, meh. It's like, I'm here. I'm live. Like if this ball bursts or I fart or I crap myself or, you know, things happen. Things happen live on the show. I think that's the cool part about live. It's fucking life. Everyone farts. Everyone poops. There is a book on that. If you didn't know, Everyone Poops. It's a bestseller. I highly recommend you reading it. If you haven't, Everyone Poops. Shameless plug. I should link to that on my Amazon. Everyone Poops. That's the thing today. Do you know anyone else that's like you? You know, no bullshit. In terms of what? That does social media stuff? I don't follow people. I don't follow people on social media because when I use my social media, I use it for posting things. And I don't want to see what other people are doing because it distracts me and it's annoying and I just don't care. So a lot of times when someone mentions someone else in the industry, I don't know who they are because I really don't. But I mean, you know, I don't really have a lot of time to go research. I just don't care. I don't really care what other people do. I observe. I just see the trends in general, not necessarily hunting down what fitness people do, but a lot of it's just generic stuff. a lot of it's generic from what I do see. Not in the fitness industry, or they might talk but don't respond. Yeah, it's one thing to be live. That's why the Daily Show is so interactive, because it's one thing to do a podcast and not be live and talk. But if I'm live and I have people watching me live, what are you getting as a result of watching live? What are you benefiting from? And you're benefiting from the fact that you're getting a response. You're asking questions, and then, depending on how many there are, the topic, then I'll get to them and I'll answer them live. That's the main reason to be live, is to interact with people. Otherwise, it's just, hey, this is what's happening. Cool. May as well have shot it in better quality and posted it on YouTube or something later. Why would you watch live if I'm just going to talk to you or talk at you? Instagram is going to shut off in like 5 seconds. So just reload. I'm going to go live again. Oh, let me just post this back up. Instagram can't handle my gains. Kawar, I used to be so focused on what others are doing, but I realized that the best thing I could do is concentrate on myself. Yeah, man. Just do yourself. If you want to be a personal trainer, then be a fucking personal trainer. No one's stopping you from being a personal trainer but you. No one's stopping you from joining the industry. I fucking hate that phrase, the industry. I use it all the time, but man, it's so stupid. The industry. It's so jacked up though, right? The health and fitness. And then it's like health and fitness, and people are in health and fitness and at these health expos, and they're pushing fucking supplements and powders and steroids, and you obviously know they're taking shit, and they say they're not, and they don't say it so they don't get in trouble because it's illegal, but they are taking it, and they don't want to lose their sponsors, so you think that it's that fucking protein powder, but they're really injecting D-ball into their asshole. It's like, what the fuck? It's the health and fitness, but it's a completely inauthentic smokescreen industry in so many ways. In so many fucking ways. I don't know. It's scary. It's scary. It's scary. It's sad. It's depressing. But look, that's perspective. It can be scary and sad and frustrating. And either I sit here and I look at this and say, fuck it. There's just so much noise and bullshit. I don't want to be a part of it. Or I'm going to put out some fucking content, fire content as much as I possibly can, and stomp on all these bitches. So that's what I'm doing. Papa Swole is stomping on bitches. That's every time I post, just think, oh, Papa Swole just stomped on another bitch. Papa Swole just stomped a Jim Brony right there. Bam. Props on the ginormous. Is it that obvious that the mug is that huge? Is it that obvious? I'm so used to it, it just seems like a regular mug to me. And everyone's always mentioning this ginormous mug. It is big. Oh, thank you. That's what she said. I think what really helps, I have someone like yourself who keeps it real and the years of knowledge you bring us. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad you find so much value in it. I just don't want you to, yeah, all right, then fine. Then follow my footsteps and I'll blaze the trail, but just do your thing. If you want to be a part of fitness, it's about what makes you happy and what you want to do every day. If you want to do fitness every day and go and help people and be in the gym, and it's a healthy environment for you too, Kawar, because then you're going to be in a gym environment. And that's what was always great. When I was training clients and this, my work was in the gym. So in between clients, I would change my shirt, this, and you fucking work out. And then you come back, you have a quick meal in the back office, and then you go and you train more clients. When you first start out, that's you're in the industry, you're in the environment. You don't have to go home from work and then go to the gym. You're at the gym, you go and train first, then you train clients after. There are some great things about it. Even if you just want to be a personal trainer with clients and keep it low key on the side, you train in the morning, you have clients from 6 a.m. to 10. Then you have a few hours off in the afternoon. You come back at 4 or 5 o'clock. You train till 8 or 9 at night. And then you go home. You have time during the day to go to the beach. That's what was great about Florida. That's what was great about Florida. When I first moved down here, that's what I did. I trained early in the morning. I had clients from like 6 to 10 or 11. Then you go eat, you train, whatever. You go to the beach for 3 or 4 hours with the other trainers or friends, or you go and you take a nap or you do something, whatever. You go home. And then you come back for a few hours in the evening, and then you go home. It's not a bad life. It depends on what you want to do. And now with the internet, you can create a real business out of it. You can do a lot of different things. Papa Swole, you got me to flick the switch in my mind tonight. You are so right. I'm ready to do my thing and change the game. Well, good for you, bro. Good for you, Kawar. Go fucking get it. Enough talk. Go fucking do it, man. Dude, are you up really early or up late? Because it's like plus 5 hours. Are you up at like 3 or 4 in the morning right now, dude? Because you're in the UK. It's 10 p.m. here. It's like 2 or 3 in the morning there, bro. Get some sleep, son. What's going on, Stone? Joan, Mindy Lou, peeps on Instagram. I don't think I see so many people joining all the time. I don't think Instagram gives me the live eyes. I don't think it tells me correctly how many people are watching, because I just see so many people join. Are you guys joining for 2 seconds and then piecing out? There's so much more than a few. I think Instagram's a little bit sluggish with that. Preston Pascal. I always see syringes behind the gym I go to. Syringes outside, like behind the. It's fucking creepy. I just wonder why the fuck do people do shit like that? I mean, behind the gym, are people really juicing up? Are they injecting actual drugs like heroin and stuff? Why do people do shit like that? What? Litter sharp needles that animals can eat and that pollute the environment? Or why people take steroids? People want to see more results. Steroids work. Steroids work. That's why people fucking take them. They fucking work. They work. They work. However, there's a lot of risk and unknown and side effects. There's a lot of issues, but why do you think people that take them not everyone that takes them has success. It's not like you take steroids and you just get huge. It's a really obsessed lifestyle. And once you take them, you can't go back. You can't maintain the kind of muscle mass you get without taking them. You really kind of depend on them forever if you to have the kind of results you get while you're on them. You take them, you get some more results, you increase strength and size, you go off them, you lose it. It's Monday here in Australia. I work now. I did my workout at 5 a.m. The mornings are the best part of the day. It's Monday here down under. Oh, I see, Kawar. You're staying up late to watch the show Westworld. Oh, I've never seen that one. Never seen it. But cool. Yeah, why not? Why not? You should be staying up late to catch the Daily Swole, bro. Well, I guess it depends on what time I go live. Yeah, lately we've been doing evening Swoles. We'll be getting back to some earlier times, depending. But no matter if you use or not, the work has to be put in. That's for sure. Talking about steroids, no matter if you use steroids or not, the work has to be put in one way or another. So true. Just because you're taking shit doesn't mean you're going to get results. There are a lot of people that take anabolics that do not get amazing results, that do not look amazing, that do not build tons of muscle. A lot of people in the gym that you currently go to, wherever you go, people are taking juice and you just don't notice. You think it's only when someone's massively ridiculous. You don't have to be fucking jacked. A lot of these chicks on Instagram are taking Anavar or a small amount of like some oral steroid, and it just gives them that hardness and that dryness and that extra strength, and they have like abnormal curves. And it's subtle, and some of you just think, oh, it's a lot of hard work. Yeah, but you don't have to take that much when you're a chick and you're not producing a lot of testosterone. It doesn't take a lot to look a lot harder and look a lot more, quote, manly. And especially if people are just doing this amateur, like they're not competing, they're not getting tested, they take whatever the fuck they want. They post on Instagram. You think they're a fitness expert, and wow, they sell programs and this, that, and the other. They don't tell you they're taking shit. Why would they? I want to look like you. Let me do what you do. I want to do what you do. I want to look like you. Let me drink those. Let me drink that powder that you take. All those supplements that you take, and behind the scenes they're injecting right into their dick hole. They're not going to tell you that because it's illegal, and they'll lose their sponsors and all that fucking shit. Stop being stagnant. What up, Oz? What up, Bish? My brother did, and he's fat as shit. There you go right there. Well, fam, it's been real. Kawar, I don't want to keep you from your Westworld show, but get your fucking ass going with that personal training shit. If that's what you want to do, man, then fucking do it. Don't look back and be like, oh man, I didn't do it because I was afraid or I didn't like the industry. That's an excuse, man. That's a cop-out. Don't bitch out just because of the industry. It's what you make of it, right? It's what you perceive it to be. Do your own fucking thing. Blaze your own trail. That's what we do here, man. Fitness without the bullshit. Fucking none of those smoke and mirrors. The real fucking work. It's not glamorous. It's not pretty, but it works. Work works. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Work works. Work, 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 work. Work as much as you twerk. Mm-mm-mm. What up, son? What up? Any tips on how to get more knowledge with fitness? Because I'm only 13, but want to learn a lot more. Well, you're in the right spot. You got like 800 episodes that I've done. So I would check out my podcast, check out my videos on YouTube. You can read, scientific articles. You can start following some actual professionals. I would not just follow random people on Instagram, for example. Do not follow just random fucking people. Real education, doing it in the gym, trying some of this shit. That's how you get more knowledge. You don't need to go to college for knowledge. You just need to invest your time and work for it. I didn't know the first thing about doing live streaming or doing videos or editing. I didn't know. I knew absolutely jack shit 2 years ago. If you want to see how little I knew about video editing and social media and posting and all that stuff, go check out my earlier content on YouTube and stuff. Just no editing, just boring. It's cool to look back on it now. It's fun. I'm never going to take them down, but my earlier stuff, yeah, it just gets different. It gets better. I just learned so much. I learned so much about the actual, just learned so much about the actual act, but that's my own knowledge. That's Googling things and trying things out and applying. I can't get to a gym around here. What the fuck can I do? You don't need a gym. It depends. It depends. You do need a gym for certain things. You can just do body weight stuff. You can get tons of results with body weight. So you don't need a gym to exercise, but if you're trying to get huge, yeah, it really does help. Yeah, no, you can do tons of stuff. If you're doing body weight, just look up more stuff on time under tension and eccentric training and, all that stuff. Time under tension, isometrics, eccentric training. Those are all ways to get more out of some basic exercises. What is this? Jason Underwood. We thought you were cool and wanted our children to watch you, but you had to drop you because your foul mouth does not reflect a mentor for American youth. Okay, then they don't watch my fucking show. It's that kind of stupid shit that muffles the voices of individuals. That's the kind of shit that I was talking about at the beginning of the show. So, Jason, if you're curious, you could rewind the show, and I'm talking about dumb shit like that. People that will, on the surface, promote free speech, but then criticize, then you don't have to let your children watch me. This is not for children. The fuck? Fuck, 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 fuck. My show, I will swear as much as I feel like it. That's the human language, and that's free fucking speech. My foul mouth. Oh, you gonna spank me? Fuck that shit. That just inspires me to just be more flagrant. Yeah, what the hell, man. Dash, do you want kids? Not yet. Not yet. I got too many things I want to do myself. I don't need more responsibilities like that. I don't need more distractions. I have goals right now, and that's just going to slow me down. Preston, I feel like swearing gets your point across more. It's not that I'm trying to on purpose. I just don't want, I'll say whatever I want to say. I don't know. I'll say whatever I want to say. We don't censor stuff here. I don't want to censor things. And I don't say it just to say it. I say it because it comes out. I say it because it emphasizes a point. I don't think swearing is immature. I don't think swearing is, quote, foul. I think swearing is part of language. It's just how we categorize what we use certain words for. I think those words stir up connotations that can deliver a point fervently. And I think that whole old school mentality of that foul mouth is from like the 1950s and 60s when everything was segregated and everything was, you follow this, you salute the flag, and you do all this stuff, and you follow the leader, and you have a white picket fence, and blah, 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 and you're part of the machine. That's what that reminds me of. And if we have free speech and we have things that we're going to say, then we fucking say it. Yeah, they're sentence enhancers. I like that, Alan. Aaron. And when it comes to the amazing thing with social media is there's a billion things you could be doing right now. So if watching me is offending you, then all you got to do is take your thumb and swipe fucking up or down or left or right or hit a button, and you don't have to listen to my foul mouth anymore. So, and this goes for anyone. This goes for anyone. You don't like what we're talking about here? You don't like the way I say it? You don't like all this stuff? Then get the fuck out. That's it. Dennis on Instagram. Studies show people who swear are more intelligent. I've seen that too. I've seen ones that showed if you're messy, you stay up late and you swear, that's like signs of a genius. And I'm like, fuck. My IQ must be 300 because I stay up I stay up really late. I'm messy and I swear a lot. And that's it. Yeah, I mean, I'm messy but I'm not dirty. There's a difference. I'm messy but I'm not dirty. I like things clean, but I'll leave shit around all the time. You know, messy desk. I like having a clean desk, but it just gets messy quickly. I like having, you know what? When you have a messy desk, it's because when I have a messy desk, I have everything around that I need really quickly, right? When it's messy, the only bad word is the C word, cardio, of course. Ha! I thought you meant cunt. That's a great word. That's a great fucking word. Now, when I have messy stuff on a desk, it's because I can grab it really quickly. I have access to it really quickly. Like I have this, right? I have this command hook. This has been sitting here for a while. I used one a second ago. I'm not really using it, but it's just, I have another one here. It doesn't have to be here. It just hasn't found a home yet. So I'll leave that command hook right there. It's like my mascot now. A messy desk means you get shit done. Yeah, you know, however you function. That's one thing that I've learned. And that comes down to self-awareness and understanding who you are, is that I don't try to organize things because I'm very bad with it. I need someone else to do that. All right. For me, if something has a place, I'm very good putting it back to its place. I don't know if anyone has a similar situation. If this cup has a spot that's always here, this is where this cup goes, that cup will always go there. Like I'll end up putting it there. Like certain stuff, like my headphones and my camera, things have a certain spot. They go back to that spot when I'm done with them. Because I kind of like on the fly, if you've been watching the show or all the previous episodes, over the months, I've been slowly moving. I moved my stuff into this room and I've been, reorganizing it. So it didn't really have, nothing really had a set spot at the beginning. So it's kind of always been on the fly. Oh, I'm moving the desk here. I'm moving this here. So there's a lot of stuff that's just around. I think you can see it. There's like a pillow on the ground. There's some bags in the corner that have just been there. It's like they're there. They're not getting in the way. They're just there. So I leave them there. But if I have a spot for something, it goes back to where it is. If it doesn't, it just goes wherever I can put it. And then that saves me time. I watched episode 383 today. Soon I will be watching episode 1000. Hell yeah. I'm super stoked for that. I'm really excited for 1000. You know what's great? I'm going to be posting some throwback stuff on Facebook and YouTube. I mentioned yesterday, I have so much content, so many videos. I have so much stuff that I've recorded that I've never edited. Just so many files. I have about 15 terabytes of content, most of which I have not edited because I just didn't have time. I forgot. I got distracted. I forgot where I put it. But I was going through some other vlog stuff that I never posted, and there was one where I was recording it live during episode 300. And I'm going to start posting some of these little clips, right? Just little stuff here and there, maybe on Instagram too, just throwback things, because it's just my mindset, and it's just a moment in time and me talking like, wow, 300. And my eyes are all puffy. I look tired because I was probably up till 6 a.m. and got up at like 8. It's just amazing when I look back on some of this old content. So I'm really going to bring some of that stuff back. I want to bring back some of these classic clips that I haven't even posted. And some of these things I don't even remember recording because I recorded it, then copied it off, deleted it from my phone or my camera, and then moved on. I haven't even seen them. I haven't even watched them. So that's kind of cool for me. So maybe I'll do some of these like reaction videos where I'll play it and I'll record I don't know, we'll kind of watch it together kind of thing. What up? I'm glad I'm catching this part of the show. I love your fucking mouth. You better watch your mouth, Angela. Yeah. You speak the truth and it's hard for some people to take. You spoke to me and that's all that matters. Yeah, it's all that matters. It's all that matters. That's all that matters. Look, it's like this with anything, and I'll leave you all with this. I know we talked about, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change the title of this episode. It says yoga, recovery, and more. I'm just going to change it to like mental health or stress management and more or something, because we kind of talked about all that plus other things. I'll leave you with one thing. If you are yourself, right, and you do things the way you want to, and you do things the way you want to, then the right people are around you. That's it. So if I am sitting here being all PG, talking about fitness and being like, well, that's really bad if we do it that way, then I'll attract people that like that want to share it with their children and watch it like a freaking family show. This isn't Barney. This isn't Disney World. This is the Daily fucking Swole. And I do things my way because this is my creation. This is my show. And I want people that appreciate that to stick around. I want people that appreciate that shit to stick around. I want to be myself. If I want to swear, I'm going to swear. If I want to wear a shirt, if I want to pinch my nipples, if I want to, on camera, just cover my body in coconut oil for one reason or another, I want to do that. And we'll laugh about it and we'll move on to the next day. I don't want to do anything I don't want to do. The reason why I created Swolenormous to begin with is because I only want to do shit that I want to do. I want to put out the content that I want to put out. I want to put out stuff that you like. I mean, if you don't like this shit, then, it doesn't work. But I want to do it the way I want to do it. I want to do it the way I'm passionate about it because that makes it better. And that's the only reason I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to have a job. I'm not doing this to do it for any other reason than I want to do. I'm not doing this so I can get approval from anyone. Like whoever said that shit earlier, I'm not doing it to appease you, bro. I'm not doing this to appease anyone. I don't care if you like the swearing. If you don't, then go watch Nickelodeon. Like there's other content. There's other people that won't swear, that won't say naughty words, but they're probably answering to a producer. They're probably answering to a television network. Go watch that. Go watch A&E. I don't give a fuck. So I'm doing things my way. And if you're on the gain train, then you're on the gain train. We'll do it together. Otherwise, get the fuck out. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 779 on a Sunday fun day of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Mancast, Gaincast, Jackcast, Nipplecast, and Taintcast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Oh, making sick fucking gains. Remember, fam, if you want programs, nutrition, yoga classes, and more, do not forget to check out Swolenormousx.com for all those applicable gains. It's pretty much all these episodes just smashed into amazing HD videos and programming and community and instructional videos, all that. So check it out there. Aside from that, I'll see you tomorrow for 780. We're out of the 770s. Moving on. Always moving on. So I will see you tomorrow for 780. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce, Magoose. Papa Swolio. Oh. Out. Later.